Hello, 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 everybody. Mrs. Deveter here. I am so excited to see some anxious people who are hanging out here with me early. Hello to you, Jim and Lori and Paranormal Crochet. I'm so glad you guys decided to come and pop in and just hang out until this live got started. But here we are, and I am so glad you are here. Hello to you wherever in the world you are. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is another Furls Live with me. This is Deveter. Come on in. Let me know who you are and where you are coming in from, and we will get this fun show on the road. I have a great guest today that I am so excited to chat with. She is a Furls aficionado. And we are going to hang out with her for a little bit, but I just need you guys to come on in the room. Let me know who you are and where you are coming in from so I can shout you out. And since it's Whip and Wellness Wednesday, you need to know what I'm working on, and I need to know what you guys are working on. So put it in the comment section what you're working on today, what's on your hook, and we will definitely share that information, and I'll share with you guys what I am working on. But before I start that, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Leanna from Crafty Bones for my super cute t-shirt. If you are following me on Instagram, you can go and see my story. She gave me a discount code, y'all. So go and check out my story, Mrs. Deveter, on Instagram, and you can see all the amazing things that she has on her site. So shout out to Crafty Bones. We did a great interview last week, so feel free to go and check that out on your downtime. Now let's see who is in here. Hello, Francis and Marquita. Hello to Keith and always mess up your name. Deshaun, I always mess up your name. Drea. That's what you told me to call you. Drea. Hello to Regina and Jennifer in Minnesota. Hello to you, Sharon and Tracy. Hello. Come on in, everybody. Kimberly. So glad that you guys are here. You know, I love to give my shout outs early on before I get started because I'm not going to shout you out later. So it pays to come early so you can get your name said. Hey, Gabe, and who else? Mandy, what's going on, everybody? Hello, Miss Ola Joe. So glad you are here. Hi, Joy. Joy is working. She's looking at the insulated mugs for Crafty Bones. Aren't they cute? Hey, Lori, come on in, guys. Let me know who you are and where you are coming in from. Drea, I knew I was going to mess your name all the way up. You're going to have to record your name for me and send it to me, and then I'll say it right the next time you're on. Bet. And congratulations. I saw that you got your yarn, so congratulations to you. Come on in, guys. Let me know who you are. I'll give you like 2 more minutes, and then we are going to get started. Hello to you, Emily, and Ray's Yarn Addiction. Tracy, did I say hi to you? Who else is here? Come on in. Jennifer, I said hi to you. You're working on a bobble stitch blanket. Hey, Cheryl, Carousel in the Sky. I think that's so fun. That's a nice name. Come on in, y'all. Come on. Granny D is here. Hello. Let's see. Is that everybody? Becky, hello to you, and Yvette. Let me give y'all 1 more minute, and then I'm going to get this show on the road. Yeah, I'm super excited. So this is what I've been working on, y'all. I don't know why, but I've decided that I want to try and make bags. So, you know, on Amazon, they have all the little notions and stuff. So I decided that I wanted to make a bag. Of course, I'm using my Odyssey hooks. And this is what I have so far. I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. Is it supposed to be looking like this? Help a sister out. Why I look like this? I want it to go up, and then I'm put a little handle on the top, and it's supposed to be cute. But why is it floppy? Why is it doing this? Why? What did I do wrong? Help me out, huh? What did I do? I mean, I did the holes. I was trying to read the pattern. I did 2 and then 3 and then 2 and then 3, you know, around on the corners here, and then it just floppy. Is it gonna look right? Help me out. Let me know in the comment section if you have any suggestions on how I can make my bag unfloppy. Okay. While y'all thinking about that, I am going to introduce my guest for today. Her name is Kayla, and she is a designer behind Alt Knots. I'm really excited to speak with this young lady. I was talking to Pam, that's my girl, and she was like, "Do you want to?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" She sounds like a great interviewee. So please put some clapping hands in this comment section and welcome Kayla to the stream. There she
Hey,
is.
hello.
Hey,
Very excited to
Kayla.
be here.
Oh, yay! I'm so excited you are here as well. Now, introduce yourself to the audience, to
Sure.
those who do not know you. Tell them who you are and what you
Yes.
do.
So, like you said, I'm Kayla, and apart from being obsessed with furls, I crochet all day, every day. Like, that's what I do. Design everything pretty much alternative, gothic type of style. Halloween, if you love Halloween, come chill here. Like, that's what it's all about for sure. So that's kind of how it all got started. Is I couldn't find those patterns. So round
Mm.
it all up together, and that's what Alt Knots is. Alternative crochet. It's one of those names where people are like, what even is that? And I'm like, it's actually what it just is. It's alternative crochet. It's just
I
put
love
together.
that.
It's all good. Yeah.
I love
So
that.
yes,
So, what do you consider alternative crochet? Like,
sure.
what are the things that you're making that's alternative?
Sure, yeah. So a lot of times when you go on like Pinterest, let's say we go on there, everything that I was seeing was bubblegummy colors and soft and squishy and cute, and which I love that, don't get me wrong, I love that. But there's sometimes like I want to see like a zombie cardigan with like rips and thrashes and like not appropriate crochet, like you have a rip in it but you did it
Uh-huh.
on purpose, like
Uh-huh.
that's what it is.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
I love that. Have you always been a Halloween person? Like, has that always been who you are?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah?
absolutely. Yes. From day one, Halloween through and through, like super, super sad as a child, having like
Mm.
sleeping with my costume on, just like
Oh,
praying that the next day will still be October.
oh,
Yes. Always through and through. It's just
I
so fun.
love
Like, what's
that.
not fun about Halloween?
What is it about Halloween? Is it the dress up that gets you? Is it the ghost and ghoul? What part of Halloween is like, I just
Yeah.
love it?
I think it definitely started out as the dress up
Mhm,
because, when you're younger, you pretty much are like, here's your clothes,
mhm.
which understandable because, little kids, it's kind of hard to be like, hey, choose your aesthetic. Like, okay,
Right.
that's a little difficult. So I think it was just the idea that it was like, what would you like to be? And it's like, whoa, I get to choose what I want to be. This is awesome. So it started off at that. And then I learned how to like sew, and then I'm like, I can make my own clothes the rest of the year. This is awesome. And now I can just make it ahead of time and get ready for Halloween. So I have 7 days during October and 12 days and pretty much every single month, like that. It just kind of like blew up from there. But
Wow.
then as I got older, just like it's the weather,
Mm,
everything is kind of like spoopy and it's like awesome, the leaves turning, just the classic when you're like think of October.
mhm.
And pumpkins, I don't know, I just have such like a soft spot for pumpkins, pumpkin everything, like really is. So it's just everything all together. Once you start seeing all that stuff pop up, I'm like, this is my home, this is
This
my
is
home, I love this.
I love it. It means so much when you can find your home, like you can find your
Absolutely.
thing, right? And I think,
Yes.
the way we are now, like have so many opportunities to really define who we are, and we're allowed to do that now. And I think that's so
Absolutely.
cool. And you find your
Yeah.
people. Tell me what you
Main
call your
thing.
people. Who are your people, your
Yes.
followers?
Yes. So people that come and chill in the yarn dungeon, they are part of the Ghoul Squad, which is fantastic. I love it. I love everything about it. That's one of those things that just like kind of grew naturally. It was like one of my very first lives where I was like, there's like 10 people here. This is awesome. I'm so excited. 10 people who love exactly what I'm doing. This is what I'm here for. And then someone shouted out, we needed a name. And I was like, what about the Ghoul Squad? And they're like, yeah, Ghoul Squad, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, this is great. We need t-shirts, we need stickers. So we got the whole 9 yards, and now we're just going. We're going with
I love it. I
it.
love it. I just love the idea of starting something because you're passionate about it, right? Then
Yeah,
finding your people and then making it a whole thing.
absolutely.
I think that's so dope. When did you
Absolutely.
start crocheting?
So kind of late in my life, to be honest, not until like my mid 20s. It was kind of like a start over in my life. Really, it was. I moved to where I am right now, which is Minneapolis, and I didn't know anybody. Like I knew no one, nothing. So what do you
Just
do
got to
on
plug
like
in my computer.
weekends? Sure,
I'm here. I'm listening.
you're good.
Okay.
So like, you move to a new place, you don't know people. It's not like you're going to go out every single night. You got to find something to do. And so my aunt was like knitting, and I was like, that looks cool. I want to try that. And then I eventually was like, this is cool, but this is taking me a million years, like a billion years.
Right?
And I'm this far.
Right?
And I'm like, and my arms hurt. Like it just was not vibing with me. I was like, I can't do this. And then she's like, you know what? I have a secret. There's something that you can use instead of two, you can only use one. And I was like, so why were you holding that out?
Right.
A little upset about that. Why couldn't we have started there? Because literally that night I crocheted my first basket, and I was like, needles down. No, no more, no more. Crochet is the way to go.
Crochet
Thank
is the
you.
way. Yes.
It really is.
I agree.
And I mean,
go ahead.
it's just, yeah. It's just one of those things. It's just like anything. You find your craft and your body, and like your soul is just like, yes, this is it. This is my home. Here's where I'm at. Other people are like that towards knitting, and I have nothing against knitting. Knitted socks, that's where it's at. Like that's where it's at. But everything else, crochet. That's the best part.
Now, how did you start designing? So you started, how did you move to designing?
Sure. It's kind of where I started actually, because I was kind of having difficulties finding things that fit me the way that I wanted to, just because, everybody's body type is differently. And I was very interested in doing garments, doing like pants and shorts and like things that you really need to be measured exactly for you. And everything was just kind of off. And not that they were bad patterns. It was just, everybody's body is different. So I quickly learned that the tape measure is my best friend, and actually, just started to measure and kind of like cut things apart, take apart my wardrobe, lay it apart, be like, oh, that's how a cardigan works, like visualization type of deal, and just kind of like freestyled it for a really long time until I started to learn more stitches and like obviously easier ways to do things than destroying clothing and everything like that. But you gotta start somewhere, and you learn as you go. So yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it. Is I just wanted something specific and totally customization for exactly me.
And how did you learn how to write patterns? Like, how did you learn how to share all this amazing stuff that you've learned by ripping up your shirts and your cardigans and stuff, and to share it with the rest of us?
So I love to read, and that's how I started. So my aunt was kind of like shouting things out. Like I was literally just sitting on the couch, and she's like, well, go ahead and make a foundation chain and then single crochet. And I was like, I mean, those are fun words, but I have no idea what that means. So there was just like immediately had to learn how to read it, which I think is really, really good because it made the process so much easier. So I constantly just like bought books, like so many crochet books, and just kept reading, and like putting the pictures together, watching, finding tutorials that have the written pattern with it to like follow along. So that way I'd write things down and be like, oh, that's how you do a triple, crochet. I'm like, that is awesome. And like write it down and do a little drawing and put it in my book and everything. So yeah, it really honestly was just kind of like, I don't know if that's reverse. I guess that's probably reverse, because it's probably normally people probably like come to YouTube here and like chill out.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
So I took it the hard way, but we got there.
I think that's so cool that you were like to get the understanding of the structure of a garment was your key. Like that was key for you, and then everything else just kind of added on. That's so stinking cool, Kayla. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I think so.
Oh my gosh. I was watching I can't remember the name of it, but it's a cardigan that you have on your YouTube page now. Oh
Yeah,
god, the ghoul. Oh my goodness.
billions.
What's it called? The latest one, I think.
Oh, the All Hallows cardigan, the
That
Granny
one.
Square one. Yeah,
I was like,
the
this is
spooky
so
spring
cool.
cardigan.
So stinking cool. I mean, it looks like a lot of the people who are watching today are part of your Ghoul Squad. And hello to you
Yay!
guys. Shout out to you all.
That's awesome.
How I'm just always so excited when I find new people.
Yeah, for
New
sure.
to me, but known to others.
Exactly.
I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What is your favorite thing to crochet in spring? Like in the warmer
In
months, what do you
spring.
crochet?
Well, I mean, it seems like kind of like a weird answer, but cardigans. I really like every single season. I mean, it can literally be 98 degrees and humidity of 90%. And I'm like, well, looks like a light cardigan day today and a little beanie. Here we go. Let's go outside. Like, I don't know. I just love them. They're just like, they're so cozy. And I'm willing to sweat profusely to wear my cardigans every single day. So that's why I just have so many of them. I'm just like, I can't stop making them. They're so fun. They're just, I can fly through them now, especially since that's what I started doing. It's like, oh, I can make a cardigan in a day. This is awesome. If I'm not writing it down, if I just like pick it up and go. So I honestly think that's definitely, it's kind of almost hard for me to be like, let's do something else. Like the Ghoul Squad will be like, hey, can we do like something smaller or can we do like other patterns besides cardigans? And I'm like, we can, but do we really want to, guys? Like, do we really want to? And it's like, it's almost kind of hard to like kick my butt and to find something different. So which I feel like is probably a lot. Like everybody finds like their thing that they really love and they're like, I could make this pattern forever and for always. Yeah.
So when you make cardigans, because essentially it's the same, kind of structure, what do you do to make them different? What do you do to make them stand out?
So I like to work with granny squares a lot. And those, I mean, the sky is the limit. You can do so many different things with that. But yeah, pretty much the construction is the same. I mess around with texture a lot. And that's the thing that's kind of cool is like, especially some people that have been on my channel for a while, they're like learning the process of making a cardigan. It's like not intimidating at all. Because after a while you realize like, oh, this is kind of the same construction. It's just now we get to play with texture. We get to work with like new stitches or, do embroidery on top of it or do different like slouchy versions of like, distressed stitches and everything like that. Whoa, as I knock that over. That would be my luck. That's kind of it. It's like, yeah, exactly like you said. Same construction, just pretty much I go through some of my books and I'm like, what is a really cool stitch that I want to do? And there are so many cool stitches out there that just don't get enough love. But I'm like, okay, if it's a cardigan, you repeat and repeat and repeat pretty much the same stitch. So let's just play around with this, get that out there. And a lot of times it ends up being like, oh, this is really cool. And it's really not that big of a deal, but it looked like super intimidating type of stitch, So it got pushed to the back and no one wants to do it. And then you're like, actually, it's really cool. Let's do this one.
What's that stitch for you right now? Like, what's the stitch that you're like, this stitch is so cool and it doesn't get any love?
Yes. So I am obsessed with like anything that is like a honeycomb stitch or anything that makes like shapes, really. Anything that looks like it's going to take a very long time because you're doing like front post, back post, and like upside down, flip it on the side, like that type of thing. But really, you just have to learn like a couple of repeat stitches and you're like, whoa, it really is just 2 stitches put together. And it makes this really intricate kind of pattern all over the place. So that's kind of where I've been obsessed with lately. Yeah.
I love it. So cool. Now, I have to say this curse word. People who watch my lives know that I don't gauge. Do you gauge when you
It's such a love-hate relationship. It really is with gauging. The thing that has made me really be like, I heart you, gauging, and we can go ahead and be friends, and I can do this for every pattern, is I started making all of the like gauges. I'm like, I'm doing 5x5. I'm doing 5x5, stitches, give or take a little bit here and there. But then I throw them in a tote, and then when I have enough, I just stitch them all together and make like a patchwork cardigan. So it kind of is like in the back of my head, it's like, it is essential because I will end up using it later. That was my problem that I was having, is I'd like do, the 4 or 5 rows, and I'm like, what do I do with this now? Like, what? Now I have to frog it. Like, this is, first of all, I didn't want to do this. Now I have to frog it, and I hate frogging. So this was just torture. Like, thank you so much. Super not helpful. Like, not enjoyable at all.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh.
That's the way that I finally just was like, all right, I'm accepting it. Let's do this. Because there are especially certain types of, if I'm not using acrylic, because that's definitely my go-to. But if I'm not using acrylic, I know that I'll just like look at myself and be like, hey, you are going to be so pissed at yourself if you don't do a gauge, because there's like mohair in here and stuff. And it is like, it does not want to react the way it reacts. And then I do it. I do a nice little swatch, throw it in the wash, and I'm like, whoa. And it's like all over the place. And so I'm like, okay, here we go. There we go. Aren't you glad? 10 minutes compared to 10 days.
You're right.
Yes, absolutely.
You're right. All right.
It's just this is just years of convincing myself that it's like, I love it. I love it. Just convincing every single time. Gotta convince myself.
It's a process.
It really is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love to gauge.
Exactly.
Words.
It's my favorite thing. Just like tears. You're like, I just love it so much. It's my favorite part of it. It's so great.
Where would I be without the gauge?
Exactly. I don't even know. I don't even want to do the project anymore. This was so much fun.
I love it. Now you have this beautiful display of Furls crochet hooks behind you. Holy, excuse me, holy smoke. How many hooks do you have?
Okay, so in here I have 70, and then these were my favorites. So I wanted my goal last night when I was decorating was I wanted to get them all out. But when I had them all out, I was like cramming in there, and it's like, you can't even see them anyways. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I want you to be seen. And I kept like pulling it out. I'm like, but you're also my favorite, but I use you every single day. And you and I, we have a special bond. You are really pretty. You're an alpha. You're a limited edition. Like, it was ours. It was ridiculous. It's just sitting here like with all my furls around me. And I was like, and you're super cute. And you are definitely a cute one because you got this cute little resin swirl. None of the other ones has this. It's just like ridiculous. So yes, narrowed it down to 70 of my favorite ones. Chilling in here, different. We got a bunch of different holders from Furls that I love. I have some other ones over there too. I kind of like, you got to pick the aesthetic, the vibe, but a lot of like, just anything and everything that I can put them in is what I was looking for. So,
oh my goodness.
Yes,
what's your
little bit
favorite
obsession?
Line? I see clearly. What's your favorite line? Like, do you have a preference?
So yeah, it's always a 2-part answer, because the Odyssey line is my favorite, like go to go, like day to day type of thing. And if I'm going to sit down and crochet for like 8 hours or longer, I have to have my Odyssey, because I just really, really love the weight of it. And it's like, that's when I was starting to have pain. That's the one that I started off with, that I was like, whoa, this is so much different. This process is like a lot easier. So that's my favorite. But I love the streamline swirls because they're so freaking cute. And I'm like, you're gonna match this yarn, so I'm
Right.
gonna use you, and like
Right.
this one is fun, and now we're in Aries season, so I need to use that line. Like it is just, it's nonstop. Like it really is
I know.
ridiculous.
It's so interesting, like the picking of your hook and the yarn
Oh my
is like
gosh,
it takes the longest
it
process
really
before
does.
you can even get into the pattern.
It seriously does.
Mhm, mhm.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. How did you learn about furls?
It kind of was by accident, to be honest. I literally was super, super frustrated because I was getting to the point where, like, I don't know if that ever happened to you, but I was getting like pain in my hand and it was like radiating. And I was like, this is garbage because I picked this up
Mhm,
to like be fun. I didn't want to, cause my body pain. So I was super frustrated. And I was like, well, it's probably because of the fact of, like the tools, because I'm a huge believer that you can always yarn, you can find that everywhere, but like your
yeah,
tools are so important. Like
yeah,
that is the essentials of what you're doing for any sort of craft. That's really
yeah,
what it is.
mhm.
And so I just was like, I just was typing into Google and I was like, I don't know, do luxury hooks exist in the world? And I was like, whoa,
Of
for
course.
real? They do? And I was like, this is awesome. And then I like told my partner, I was like, come here, look at this. And he's like, nice. All right.
Yeah,
So
okay.
know what we're getting into. All right. Sounds good. So yeah, it really was by super, super accident. I didn't know any, I really didn't know any makers that knew furls. They were just like, well, obviously it's your bad if you're like, you're doing something wrong or you're holding hook incorrectly. And I'm like, I don't really think so.
Right,
And then I was like, no, I wasn't, because this is so much better. And now all
right.
of those friends now use furls because they're
Of
like, yeah, you're
course.
right. These are a lot better.
So, we got to ask the age-old question. Are you a knife or are you a
Yeah.
pencil?
I am a knife.
Me too.
Like, yeah, knife.
I,
When I do, oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, when I use the Tunisian crochet hook though, I do the pencil. I don't know
Mm,
if that's like a thing that people do, but I find it easier to like kind of like pull the stitches when I'm going along. So yeah, I don't know if that's norm, I guess, for Tunisian crochet. I'm not sure. But yeah, I noticed that as soon as I got the line, I was like, whoa, this is kind of weird. But
yeah.
I suppose just whatever feels the most natural, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Whatever feels natural. I was going to say that I want to learn how to a pencil, but I'm just like, it doesn't feel right to me.
No,
It just doesn't
yeah.
feel right to me. So definitely
Yeah.
a knife grip. Oh my goodness, Kayla,
Yeah.
you are just amazing. Okay, here's
Oh,
another
thanks.
question.
Yeah.
Yarn over or yarn under?
Ooh. See, and that is like the difference between when I try to do the pencil, I
Mhm.
do yarn under, and then when I do the knife, I do yarn over. So I wonder if it's like how like
You
you
hold
just
it.
like initially started, you know what I mean? Because no one told me to like, oh, yarn over, like that's how you do it.
Right.
It was just like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Let's do that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it feels like backwards to me when I do the pencil,
Uh-huh.
but it looks like fancy and everything, so I wish I could do it that way. I
Right?
totally get it. It looks fun. I'm like, it's like the other side. Like grass
Right.
is greener. This looks
Right.
fun. I want this section. Like,
I'm with you. I'm like, I don't know.
yeah.
I had a pattern for a doll and it was calling for yarn
Oh,
under. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. Like
yeah. Like,
what
what is that?
am I
Who
doing?
does that? Yeah. Why? That's back. Uno
Why are we
reverse.
doing?
We don't do that.
I agree. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No,
So
thank you. Hard
the
pass.
cardigan that we were talking about a little while ago, you made
Yeah.
with wander yarn. How did you
Yeah.
like the way that came out? Do you have it with you?
I actually do. Yeah. I was
Oh,
like, I'm
yay.
just gonna grab it before. I'm like, there we go. Chit chat about it so you can see how gorgeous it is.
Look at how pretty
This
that is, y'all.
springtime, Halloween springtime, it is just like makes me want to go plant some pumpkins. Like that's what I want to do afterwards. Yes. And it's so freaking soft. Like that's
Mhm,
the thing that I love about this
mhm,
is, because like some yarns are just better for other like certain specific things. And I
mhm.
feel like it's really, really good for this because it's so soft. So
So
soft, so
soft.
silky. It's
Mhm,
like ridiculously soft.
mhm, mhm.
Um Blankets. Oh my gosh. I see so many people making blankets with this stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if I didn't have 700 projects going already, I would definitely start a blanket here because I have so much of the yarn too. I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool. I could do like a little ghost on it or something. Oh, I would love that. And then I'm like,
Ooh,
oh, there's
I
my
got
20 other whips. I'll
yeah.
get back to that
So,
later.
so how many whips do you have?
Yeah. So I like mentally, I have to cap myself. So 12, and I will get super overwhelmed. My body's like, no, 13, nope, we're not going there. Now you can't do anything. Like my body's just like, I don't know what to do. Like I can't start, I can't finish. But for some reason, if I have 12, I like power through them and just like cycle through. And then I keep them in like totes. So
Uh-huh.
that's why the like the wander totes, that's why I always get the like pallets because I'm like, oh, it comes with a tote too. Awesome. I'll grab another tote. And then I put like all of them in there. So
Mhm.
each tote, I have these little like toe tags and I write the project on there and I throw it up
Right.
on there and then hang them all up. So I have like 12 totes hanging and I know exactly what's in there at any given time. I'm like just very organized that way.
That's
That's
a
the only way you can
really
power through.
yeah, that's a super good idea. So when you do that, you do the toe tag, do you put the hook that you were using in it as well or no?
Yes.
Okay,
So I was gonna say, like, I had some like sitting right here. So obviously, I have like so
obviously.
many of these
Hmm, hmm.
because that's what I tell people. I'm like, okay, so I say that I throw my hook in the tote. Okay, I don't throw it in there bare naked. No,
Right.
we have to have the case. We don't just throw it in there. Like we don't want to. That would just give me a heart attack. Like just thinking
Right.
about that. So I'm like, no, thank you. Yeah. So I do that. I throw it in here, especially that way. I know exactly the hook for the project, for the yarn with the
Mhm,
pattern and everything.
mhm,
It just makes it so much easier.
mhm.
But yeah, that's everything all together in one place. It just makes it so much easier to be like, okay, let's do this one instead of trying to find all the pieces
Right.
every time you want to get started. It would just be such a hassle. So
So
yes, lots of
I just
simple
put
pieces.
the link to the single hook holder in the
Yeah.
chat so that everybody, you definitely need one of those in your life. It makes a difference,
Yeah.
because you don't want to
Uh
toss your hooks in the bag and then it get broken. That's not fun.
No. And it started off, I will say it did start off as I needed one in my life. And then I realized that no, I need more. Cause I was like, why would you need more than one? Whenever I travel, it's all, and then I'm like, oh no, because this reason, that reason, or like my real special, like my alpha ones, I'll just
Mhm,
like have them chilling in this, like
mhm,
on, the table or whatever. I'm like, I'm
mhm.
not risking you rolling off. No, thank you. Like this is not happening today.
No.
I'm not even gonna lie, I would cry. So we're not even gonna go there.
Oh, you
Like,
are not alone. I'm sure that everybody in the comments who's watching
right.
have shed a tear over a hook that broke because I certainly did. I was using one of my
Yes.
Pisces hooks, and I forgot to even tell my friends. I was using one of my
Oh,
Pisces hooks, and I was just crocheting along, and then I got into a really
enjoying.
tight spot, and I pulled it through, and the tip of my hook didn't come through with it. I was
Oh
like, oh my God.
no.
And what's so crazy is
Oh,
you know when it's gonna happen because you shouldn't have used that hook for that
yep,
project. Like,
for that
you
project.
shouldn't have used that for
Yes.
that. So yeah,
But
definitely
but
not
you
fun.
think you're like, no, I know better. I can
Mhm,
do it. Like
mhm,
it's okay.
mhm.
Yeah,
And the hook
it's
is
not
like, yeah,
great.
no, it's not okay.
Like, no, thank you. This does not work. No, thank you. The
Don't do
only
that.
hook that I've ever broken was
Mhm,
like totally my bad. It
mhm,
was the only time, for whatever reason, I don't know, I was sleep deprived or whatever, but I was making a blanket and I took my hook and just like boop, 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 rolled it up in the blanket. Because, oh yeah, I'm totally going to remember that the hook is inside there. Yeah, okay. No, I didn't work with it until like 2 days later. And I took my blanket and I shook it
no, you
and I
didn't
just saw it
snap
sail and I was like, goodbye,
it.
goodbye. And it's ironic because it was a Pisces too, because it was my birthday month and I was like, oh, I got the whole line. And I was like, just kidding. I just broke that one. I was like,
Oh,
I'm not even gonna lie. I had a little like service for it. I put it in its own little coffin box. I couldn't just throw it in the garbage. I was like, this feels wrong. I can't do this.
wait a minute,
And like it
Kayla.
was just
Not a coffee box. I can't take it.
I had to. I was so sad. And my partner even was just like, all right, let's just, let's just say some nice words about it. What were the patterns that you worked with it? Yes, thank you so much for being here and making these patterns and making everything possible. You did a good job. It was just so dramatic, but I was just like, it's gone. It's gone. It wasn't even like I could like the tip was shattered because it hit the wall. It wasn't like you could glue it back together. It was just like dust. I was like, good job, Kayla. Lesson learned. Did we lesson learn? Yes, we did.
Yeah. Only have to happen once. And you're like,
oh
yeah,
my
no,
gosh,
I'll never
absolutely.
do that again.
Yes.
Right?
Never again. Yes.
Oh
Everything is very protected now.
Oh my goodness. This is just so cool. It's been such an awesome opportunity to chat with you. I'm
Thank you.
Like, so in your what do you call your space that you're in right now? Just for the folks who don't watch. What do you call
Oh, yes. So this is my yarn dungeon. So there it's just where you chill out, where little ghouls and vampires come to chill out, come be fiber ghouls in the yarn dungeon. That's what it is. Yeah.
Fiber ghouls. You guys, if you are not already following Kayla, let them know where they can find you.
Yes.
All that good stuff.
For sure. Pretty much everywhere. It's just Altknots. Altknots on my website, Altknots, Insta, TikTok, YouTube. Basically everywhere and anywhere it's out there. That's what it's gonna be. Nice and easy.
I love it. I love it. I just shared it in the comments section. She's at Alt Knots everywhere. Please check her out on YouTube. Her cardigans are so beautiful, and I'm going to attempt to make one. How many squares was the last cardigan? I'm like, what am I getting ready to get myself into?
Yes. So looking at it straight on is never fun. You gotta take it to pieces. But yeah, so the last one, it starts at 52 squares. Oh, boy. But I mean, like, you know, they're like 5 by 5. They're little, little, relatively little. Yeah, and the thing that like the reason why I was like, okay, this one is actually a springtime one. This is, you can power through it little bit quicker than some of Granny Square ones, is because not every single square has a color change. So that way it just made it a little bit easier. Cause I mean, I know that like color changes are like, okay, now I have 7 million ends that I have to weave in, and I have a billion squares that I have to, you know, match a stitch together. Right. So yes, some of them are just single colors, which just makes it little bit easier. But yes, it's definitely a fun project to travel with. Nice and bite size. Yeah.
Cool. Now, when you're doing, I'm always asking these questions about like the green schools. Do you do the block thing where you put it on the pegs and all of that? To make the same shape?
Some of them I do. I really don't have to with the Wander yarn though. Just since it's acrylic, it really kind of just like works with me. It's never really fought with me. But yeah, I do have that board, and it's kind of nice for like organization. But I really haven't ever felt like I didn't steam or block this. I just was like, here we go, and then used it, washed it, laid it flat to dry, and good to go. But yeah, obviously you can't do that with like other types of yarn. That would just be disasters. But yeah, so pretty low maintenance yarn, to be honest. And I love it. Like, honestly, I love it. Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna put the link to that in the comment section too. Because remember, everybody, the sale is almost over because March is almost over. So definitely go and check out the National Crochet Month sale that is happening on the Furls Crochet site. 1 second.
Yes.
You can get 15 to 25% off site wide, and you definitely want to take this opportunity to get your Wanda yarn. There's some new colors there. That campfire orange, that's the color that Kayla used in her cardigan. Ooh, look at that.
Yes, the festival one. This one is.
That's my favorite.
Piercing. I was just gonna say, I was like, I know it was a lot of people's favorite. So I was like, okay, I gotta show that one. That one's out there. I'm just like, yes. Yes. Gotta show it.
Definitely my favorite. Now, is that a piece of a cardigan that you're working on? Or what's that you're working on?
Yes. So this is gonna be my Monster High inspired cardigan for the summertime. Yes. So this is gonna have festival and then obsidian. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on with it. But this was just I got really excited one night and I was like, I have one skein of this. Let's see what I can do with it. And then I was like, now I want a cardigan. Now I need more. Like there was just no end to it. So yeah, I just did this. The back, I mean, I could make like, you know, a cropped cardigan, but where's the fun in that? Let's make it a little more difficult. Just do the whole thing, you know, might as well.
With the many colors. And what stitch is that? It looks like a double crochet, but I can't really tell.
It's actually a triple crochet.
A triple. Okay. I knew it was something
triple
tall.
And then it has the space in between it.
That's really
the chain 2 in between it. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a triple.
So hopefully
that's really pretty.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be nice for summertime when it's just blazing hot.
Well, look, it's if you go into the movie theater and it's chilly in there, you know, that kind of thing.
For real. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like Midwest weather. I'm just like constantly ready for snow and then blazing heat literally in the same day. So I'm just like mentally in that headspace 24/7.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Kayla, thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. I hope that
absolutely. Thank you.
Have enjoyed it. I'm so excited to be a part of the Ghoul Squad.
Yes.
We'll definitely be following you on YouTube and Instagram and all the places to make sure we know what's going on with Kayla. I'm going to drop you off the stream just so that I can say goodbye to our friends. But if there's any parting words that you would like to leave behind, please feel free to share them.
Yeah, just thank you so much for having me. I honestly had a great time. Seriously, check that sale out. Not to be that person, but obviously I'm obsessed. I'm in love with it. Sales, take advantage of the sales. So that's pretty much it. But just thank you again. I had so much fun.
Likewise. Thank you, Kayla. All right, guys, I'm going to say bye-bye. Hold on one second. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out with Kayla. And I hope you learned something new. You subscribe to all of her YouTube. She has amazing videos. She makes crocheting so much fun, and she's a Furls girl. So we definitely need to support her. It is Whip Wednesday. I know you guys have a million different pieces that you're supposed to be working on, but you took a break to come and hang out with me, and I appreciate that. Also, want to remind you, it's Wellness Wednesday. Stretch those fingers, roll those shoulders, and take good care of yourself. Hope to see you again next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.